Hi everyone. So here's one of the most important perspectives I believe I've shared on this platform. So I ask that you take a moment to hear me out. As many of you know, this year will be my first opportunity to vote in the presidential election. And the importance of this election has got me thinking about a couple of things that I believe people should consider. As an immigrant in America, I've been asked many times why so many countries in Africa, including my home country, continue to struggle economically. Now, I can't speak for all of Africa, and I know the answer to that question is nuanced and complicated. But for me, one thing stands out that I don't think anyone can deny. I believe many of Africa's problems can be found in the cultural beliefs and mindset of many of the people in that part of the world. For example, in my home country, there are people who believe their economic misfortune or bad luck is caused by spiritual or supernatural attacks by family members or friends who don't want to see them succeed. So instead of banding together, instead of putting their resources together or working together to improve their conditions, they would rather hide their plans, lie to their friends, and sabotage their neighbors to get ahead. Another mindset that is prevalent is that instead of choosing leaders that support and promote policies that have been proven to transform economies all over the world, so many people are easily manipulated by politicians who pit factions against one another and use tribalism as a weapon to seize power. In some extremely rare situations, you will find people who believe in performing ritual sacrifices, which sometimes include the shedding of innocent blood as a way to bring them economic prosperity and success. I know you may be wondering why I'm sharing this message. Here's the reason. When I came to America, I believed I had left all those things behind. I believed this country was built on innovation and the power of good ideas. I believed America was founded on the virtues of self-governance and personal responsibility. I naively thought that the American electorate was well-informed and sophisticated in their thinking and decision-making, especially about politics. I believed Americans cared about their country and their future enough to be skeptical of the promises made by politicians. But after witnessing the results of multiple elections over my 2 decades here, I am convinced that in a weird way, America has its own cultural beliefs that defy logic and cause people to act and vote in ways that do not improve their lives or change their economic circumstances. For example, I've heard many pundits on both the right and the left talk about one of the most important issues that could drive the youth and young adult vote in the election this year. Some have even called it a secret weapon for Democrats. It is the issue of abortion. It is completely mind-boggling to me that there is a political party in America that believes that instead of creating opportunities for young people, instead of teaching them skills that are actually crucial to their socioeconomic success, instead of championing moral virtue, critical thinking, and good decision-making, instead of removing regulations and barriers that stifle their innovation and dampen their motivation, instead of actually working to improve their lives by promoting policies that support their success, they're banking their hopes on the promise of giving them a right to terminate their own offspring as a way to get ahead in life. What is more tragic is that they might actually succeed in convincing millions of new voters this year to vote for them just based on this one belief, that they have a right to take the life of their unborn children. How is this any different from the child sacrifices of the past? How is this any different from the backwards beliefs of cultures that committed heinous atrocities against the innocent because they believed it will bring them favor from the gods? How has a major political party in America come to be defined as the party that believes that the sacrifice of children brings economic opportunities and prosperity to young people? How can we not see this for what it truly is? I believe America's greatest moral failure was the systemic oppression of people who, through no fault of their own, were treated as chattel, and atoning for that sin cost the lives of hundreds of thousands of patriots. Today, we're once again in a time of moral decadence, and like the dog to its vomit, we have returned to a place where an entire class of human beings are classified as clumps of cells and in some cases called parasites with no rights and completely stripped of humanity. It is no wonder that the same party and ideologies that perpetrated our first atrocities today champions the second one, and I pray to God that we can wake up from this hypnotic trance and realize how far we have fallen. If we are to remain the shining city on the hill, it is imperative that we teach our youth to take responsibility for their own actions, to think critically and make good decisions that lead to success. Telling them that there is a shortcut that requires the sacrifice of innocent lives is even worse than the lies told to justify the institution of slavery in this country. Please share this video with anyone you believe needs to hear this message. Any party or movement that sides with this grave moral evil will eventually fall into the dustbin of history among the perpetrators whose memories today serve as cautionary tales to the world.